Paul, come on up here for a second. By the way, one more time for Senator Paul Sarlo as he comes up. Stay right here, Senator. Hey, buddy. Listen, Paul Sarlo's an athlete. He knows how to jump in and pitch in no matter what the situation is. Senator, real quick, if we could. Just let me throw a couple things at you. Take the mic. You ready? Here we go. Senator, your thoughts for the audience here. We talked about the millionaire's tax, and you're not surprised to hear that Assemblyman Bramnick and the senator were like, no, bad idea, we're going to lose people. You say if it moves forward, what happens in your view in the state?
Well, first of all, thank you. I apologize for being late. Why am I pro-business friendly Democrat? It's because I do run a large company and understand we have to turn profits every day. So I got caught up this morning. But first of all, Senator Oro and I have worked on, and that's one of the reasons why we're receiving an award today, on tax fairness for years. And you can count on me going forward. I believe the Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee that I chair will be.
He does a great job.
Thank you. Will be the key committee going forward on ensuring that we keep New Jersey here, we keep your businesses profitable, and that we continue to provide tax fairness. Clearly, the millionaire's tax is something, a true millionaire's tax. There's no doubt about it. It's something I have supported in the past, and I have voted for in the past. But I think you're starting to hear caution from some of the leaders in the state of New Jersey, including Senate President Sweeney, incoming Speaker Coughlin, who say, let's just take a step back for the moment and take a look at what's happening in Washington.
It matters, doesn't it, Senator?
It does matter. What happens in Washington will matter. It really matters where I come from, the part of the state where I come from. Those deductions are critical to people who live in my district. The
state and local taxes.
The income tax and the property taxes. I pay some of the highest property taxes in the nation in Bergen County. And without having that deduction, it is very difficult. So we are going to keep that in mind to see what actually comes out of Washington. It comes out of Congress. We need to keep that in mind. But I will tell you this, in addition to some of the other proposals, I think you've seen Governor-elect Murphy has not brought up the estate tax, and that's something that we have fought for many, many years. I know it's very important to a lot of small business owners that are out there. We fought very hard to repeal that, and that's something we're not going to, not under my lifetime as the chairman of the Budget Committee, will we allow that to happen again. So
you would, if the governor were to say, you know what, we need to go back and re-examine, not relitigate, but re-examine this whole estate tax thing, you would say?
It's not going to happen.
We already did this.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And we've had that conversation. We've had that conversation.
With the governor-elect.
With the governor-elect. We've had that conversation that the estate tax is off limits. Listen, we need to strike a balance, all right? We need to strike a balance. As I've always said, and I've said this before the BIA many times, there's no better place to live, to raise a family than here in New Jersey. We have access to the best health care, some of the best public schools, some of the best universities and colleges. My son is a senior in high school. In between running a company this morning and driving from North Jersey to here, I was on the phone with his counselors, my wife, him. He's applying to some of the top engineering schools, all within 2 to 3 hours a drive from our home. So this is a great place to live, great place to raise a family, great place to run a business, but we all recognize it's expensive.
That's right.
It's the Northeast. It's expensive. So we need to continue to find ways to be more affordable, keep all of you here, keep our high-income earners here. You know, we see what happened with David Tepper, one man, right?
How much did we lose?
We lost $150 million. So
in taxes he would have otherwise paid.
So we recognize that we need to strike a balance, but we have an obligation. And I'm a Democrat. I am the middle of the road, very moderate guy. I believe we do have an obligation, though, to make sure we provide the best education, take care of our most vulnerable. That costs us money, and we have to strike that balance of the revenues coming in. But you can't tax your way out of the problem. You got to grow the economy. I like to hear Governor Murphy talk about that we need to create an economy that is going to rival any other state in the nation. I think getting some of the animosity out of the room that we've just went through, some of the rhetoric, lowering the temperature, will be a good thing. And I think Governor-elect Murphy will do that. An open dialogue. I like where the Senate stands. I think we're in a good position. As I said to my members yesterday, Republican and Democrats, we're going to be very busy. I pledge to all of you, as the chairman of the Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee, we're going to keep each and every one of you in mind. Your business is involved. We'll work closely with the BIA. They do a great job representing you down there. This is not a commercial. They didn't tell me to say this.
This is true.
They do a great job representing your interest. They are in constant communication with my office and constant communication with me on legislation that comes forward. We may not agree on everything, but please, please know we will keep you in mind as we move forward. Oh, one other thing, the minimum wage.
I was just going to ask you. Good idea, 15 bucks?
Listen, I supported the CPI increase. Clearly, the minimum wage, we can't go to 15 bucks overnight. That can't happen. I know what it would do to small business owners. It would do to our retail. I'm going to fight for a lot of exclusions, especially for seasonal workers, college kids, part-time workers. A lot of those exemptions we're going to need. I'm not sure if I'm going to be successful.
Most of your colleagues disagree on that.
Many of my colleagues do
Democratic
disagree.
colleagues.
But I do support increasing the minimum wage. For the record, I do support that. But I want to make sure we put some exclusions in, and we do this in a very, very rational and practical manner. I was just on the phone with the Insera family, who runs all the ShopRites in North Jersey.
Great ShopRites.
Great family.
Larry and Sarah on the team.
Great employer, union employer. They do a great job reaching out to the disabled community who works for them.
Back.
They are just a great family. If they're concerned, they just said we need to take a very practical approach to this going forward. So I understand where you all feel on that. I will do my best to keep all of your interests in the debate as we move forward. So thank you.
Thank you. By the way, stay there, Senator. One of the things about Senator Sarlo, you can always count on him to not just be reasonable, whether you agree or disagree, but to tell you exactly what he thinks and feels and why. So one more time for State Senator Paul Sarlo and his colleague, Senator Oroho.